What's up, everybody? Another Cardinals chat. The birds are chirping, literally and figuratively, with the Redbirds. Cardinals starting to do second half Cardinal things. Now winning 6 straight games, beat the Yankees again, second straight one-run victory over the New York Yankees at Busch Stadium in front of crazy crowds the last 2 nights. Setting records both times, Friday night, Saturday night. Last night, 48,581, I believe. 48,500 plus crazy fans to see the Cardinals beat the Yankees in a 1-zip game where there were no runs scored after the first inning, after Nolan Arenado drove in Paul Goldschmidt there in the first. And then pitching-wise, you got to love the fact that the Cardinals already have gotten contributions to victories by all these guys they picked up at the trade deadline. And it's not just Montgomery and Jose Quintana. You can go back to this past week. Now, Chris Stratton threw in 2 games against the Cubs. I know they were lopsided, but Chris Stratton already helping in the bullpen. Obviously, Jose Quintana goes out there and pitches really, really well against the Cubs. And then you have Jordan Montgomery in his debut Saturday against his former team. 5 scoreless innings. But even go back to Friday, I know I'm jumping around, but the fact that you're able to add Jose Quintana and Jordan Montgomery allowed you to place Andre Palante back in the bullpen. And if that doesn't happen, you probably don't win that game on Friday, where Dakota Hudson only goes 4 innings. Palante comes out of the pen for 4 scoreless innings to help you get that win. So, again, without Montgomery, without Quintana, Palante's still a starter, and you probably don't win that game on Friday. So you're getting contributions from all of these pitchers in the first week, and I don't think it's a coincidence. You've won 6 straight games. Cardinals now in first place over the Brewers by 1 game. And I'm telling you, it's feeling like one of these Cardinal summers and falls where something special could happen. Now, to be fair, if you're looking at the Yankees, you haven't necessarily matched up against their best pitchers. They've had some guys out as well in terms of Giancarlo Stanton, Anthony Rizzo. But if you're the Cardinals, you also can't complain about injuries. They've been banged up all year long. Jack Flaherty, obviously, still not with the team, although you had some news on that front that potentially Flaherty going out for a rehab assignment pretty soon and could be back with the club pitching in the big leagues in late August. And that's what I've said all along. Look, you're really happy about Wainwright and Michaelis and now Montgomery and Quintana, but in a playoff series specifically, that rotation looks a whole lot different if Jack Flaherty is pitching like Jack Flaherty. It just feels different. It looks different. If you can match a Jack Flaherty up against some of these rotations you're going to face in the playoffs or deep in the postseason, if you're talking about the Mets, if you're talking about the Dodgers, and you have to potentially line up against a Scherzer and a Jacob deGrom, or with the Dodgers, we'll see what happens with Clayton Kershaw. But if you're lining up against a Kershaw, Walker Buehler, Gonsolin type situation there, Urias, having Jack Flaherty in your rotation just makes everything look better, and it just falls in line if that man can be an ace type pitcher. But I think it's fair to say, even though I just talked about him for a minute or so, that it's not really fair to depend on Jack Flaherty this year, because he's just been too banged up all year long. We're saying, hey, we're waiting for Jack to come back. He comes back. It was a false start, and then he goes right back on the injured list. So I also think it's fair to look at Jack Flaherty and say anything you get from him is gravy this year. But, man, if he is right, the Cardinals could be really, really dangerous. But getting back to Saturday night's game, you win 1-zip, and Montgomery goes 5. And it's also, look, you win on a night where Ryan Helsley's unavailable after going back-to-back games. We know they want to manage his innings as well, which I get. You want that man healthy, fresh, strong at the end of the year, September, hopefully a run deep into October. And you're able to piece together the last 4 innings with Jordan Hicks giving you 4 outs. Really good job by Genesis Cabrera coming in to give you 5 outs, more great defense from the Cardinals. Earlier, the Arenado play was just absolutely ridiculous, robbing Josh Donaldson. Lars Nootbaar with another amazing catch in right field. And then Gio Gallegos comes out there and shuts the door and gets the save again on a night where Ryan Helsley is unavailable. So 6 straight wins now for the Cardinals. This team is clicking, man. We've seen this before. They've been a second half team for so long, but this is a second half Cardinals team that's also healthy and also added at the trade deadline. They added significant pieces, which they haven't really done in past years. Even if you want to look at how they went on a run last year with the 17-game winning streak, adding John Lester and Jay Happ, it's just not the same as adding Jose Quintana, adding Jordan Montgomery, some guys that should really, really help you win some games, and they already have. So drop your comments. I want to hear from you. What are you thinking of these Redbirds? It's fun to watch as you're now going for a sweep of the New York Yankees at Busch Stadium.